Hi there. This is Variable back with some more Yomi. So this is the start of round two against Zqxx. I'm playing Zqxx again with Gloria, which like is probably a significantly advantaged matchup. Like I don't know how advantaged it is. Maybe making it sound more advantaged than it actually is. But when you get hands like this, I feel like you should win. I feel like I lose this game. Um, But let's see what happens here. So again, I start with the Ace of Hearts, and in addition to another Ace. The other Ace is not as useful, I think. And then I also have a 10. Sadly, not 10 of Hearts, but yeah. Now, with this, with this hand and with Gloria in general, you want to trigger the opportunity to draw two cards off of your overdose. You don't want just the 10 damage, you want the 10 damage and two cards, which is like the dream. Like, that's incredible. Uh, 10 damage and two cards for a card is... It's pretty good. So... That's... It should push my plays closer in a direction, or further into a direction of, like, probably like attacking and throwing and stuff like that, maybe dodging sometimes, to win, to be able to draw the two cards. But I feel like this game I have some struggles with it. We'll see. As you can see here, in terms of like replay steps, it's a little shorter. So yeah, with this opening hand, I would like to actually like block with this 3 of hearts. I don't know what I do. I feel like also like using the 7 of hearts to throw is fine. One of those two options, I think. Do one of those two things, turn 1. And also like one part of Yomi I still kind of don't like is people can like, I mean, I can do it to opponents, the opponents can do it to me, but you can like condition your opponent from game to game of like what to do and what not to do, and then you can take advantage of that. But it's annoying when your like hand doesn't necessarily allow you to do anything. Like, this hand has a lot of options in it, so that's not really like a fair thing to say about this hand. Like, so like last game, Zqxx attacked turn 1, so like that's probably pushing me to want to block this game slightly. So they could just throw turn 1. And that's probably what they do, so I should attack with, like, the 3, but I block instead. They just block. So we trade blocks, which is, like, bad. I don't want that to happen. Like, I should be fine with it, but at the time it was happening, I was like, but I have this Ace of Hearts I can just play, please. Let me draw 2 cards off of this. So it was frustrating, but, I mean... Block is actually like fine, kinda. Still throwing would have been better. I tried to put a sphere up. Oh, let's see what happens here. It gets countered. I draw a jack. So like my hand is pretty good. Like I feel like I just play this game incredibly wrongly. Whoops. Let's not do as much of that this time. So, I still have this 3. Like, my hand is kind of in a scary place because this is my only block that I have. So, I could get into a space where I have to power up for this, even if I have an ace in discard, because I basically want to block. Like, block is pretty good against Argagarg. In my opinion, like, attacks aren't that good. Block has, like, a higher willingness to block than most characters because of Bubble Shield. The ace block. This one. As you can see where my finger is in relation to the screen. The display, whatever. Yeah. So, blocking is pretty good against Arg, even though you're taking 2 life whenever you do it. Taking 2 damage. So I played the throw this time, I guess. And I get kinged. And this is just... I don't know. So they went block into attack, which is pretty typical. Pretty typical Yummies. So that's just like a... it's weird that it wasn't like a... You know, a normal attack is the weird part about it. And there's like the general like reason to do something like this would be on turn 1 of the game, Zqxx conditioned me to throw the next turn because like throw beats blocks, so what beats attack or what beats throws attacks. So then they attacked me, but they attacked me in such a way it's like they attacked me in this card disadvantageous way, which is bizarre. They probably have a normal attack in their 6-card hand, but they're unwilling to play it. They'd rather call out throws with their king move that basically has to be pumped to do anything impressive at all, and only has 1 combo point it uses, so it's kind of threatening in that respect. But it's turn 2, so I'm not going to face down. I hope. And I don't. But then there's the 5. It's like attack with the 5. Like you're foolish. That is foolish. And I feel like this is all they do. They just do king 5, take 11, plus 2, take 13. Yeah, take 13. Like that's Arg combos. Like that's horrible. Like I like the character in terms of Hex of Berkwood, in terms of the 7 ability, which I haven't ever explained. I don't think the opponent ever uses it. Maybe they do. Maybe they do later on. Then the counter, like ace block, like Arg has some good things going for them, but yeah, the damage dealing, just like if you're just looking at burst damage, like this is not the character to pick. Not exciting in that respect. I upgrade my 8 into a 7. I'm kind of putting myself in a bad situation, though, because my hand is, like, I have 3 hearts and 3 non-hearts. And I just drew a 4th heart. So, like, if I don't overdose this turn, I'm in serious trouble. An attack just came out, a relatively slow attack. I just drew a jack. I should just throw with the 7. Because it's like, it's so face up. Like the opponent just, you know, saw me play it, saw me get it back. How can you just play what you just got back? How, you know that I know that you have it, why would you play it? Like, it's like at least 2,000% block dodge over here, blodge. 2,000% blodge. So, yeah, throw seems fine here. I'd probably just use this on the 2.2 speed side, because I'm foolish. Oh, I use the 4 point whatever speed side, because I'm feeling... Oh no, the other way. I mean, at least that's a tie. And a disadvantageous one for the opponent. Like, this is just like... This is like the worst trade that you could... I don't know, this is just a bad trade. Like... The opponent's going from 80 to 84. I'm going to get my jack back, probably. I heal first. Now, like... I've never thought about this, but here's just a little piece of info about, like, returning the jack, like, ordering your stuff. Now, when you're at a higher life total, you want to overdose first. Because then you can't be above 70 life. 70 is your max amount of health you can be at. You can't be above 70. So if you heal when you're at 70, you stay at 70. So it's not that useful. So when you're at 70 and you have the opportunity to overdose and return your jack, you want to order it with the overdose first and the jack second. However, if the opponent is like doesn't know that you have an ace of hearts, returning the jack first is really powerful in my opinion, because it conceals like information about your hand. Like you return it first and you play your ace drawing 2 cards or whatever. if you play your ace drawing 2 cards first, I don't know, they have more information about what you're working with, and you don't want that. So when you return the jack, you don't want them to know you have the ace. So just something small. That might not make sense. That might not even be right. But I think it's just like fairly reasonable. It's just like you don't want them to know. You want them to know as little information as possible about your hand. Even though it's like with Gloria, it's like as the game progresses, you're gonna recur things from the discard so many times. If ideally it's just Ace of Hearts being returned every time, but if that is not the case, the opponent can know a lot of details about your hand, and that could hurt you. Like currently, they know they have this. I have a Jack of Hearts, and I have a 7 of Hearts, and they're going to very soon going to know. Oh, what? Did I not overdose? Oh, I didn't win combat, so I didn't want to do it. So like, that's probably right. I guess I didn't even realize I didn't win, because like we tied, I dealt damage, I returned my jack, I thought everything was cool. I didn't win combat, so I'm not going to draw 2 cards off my overdose, so I don't want to do it. That makes some sense. Maybe I should have done it with the Ace of Diamonds anyway. Didn't want to. Feels bad, like especially in retrospect. Yep. Healing Touch. Because I could start to get something going. Like it's... I don't know. Ace of Diamonds probably should be on the discard right now. Draw a king. Unfortunately, it's of hearts. So, like, look at the state of my hand right now. I have, in terms of non-hearts, I have Jack of Clubs, Queen of Spades, Ace of Diamonds. The rest are hearts. So, if I Healing Touch this turn, I mean, I could potentially have all hearts in hand. If I like play the jack, if I play the non-hearts jack, and like got it dodged or something, or blocked, I have nothing I can power it for anyway. But I mean, that would leave me with no. That would leave me with all hearts in hand, and I would just be doomed. Yeah, so play a Jack of Hearts, get it dodged. So, I mean, I don't know if this affects my play in the future, but what this says about the opponent's hand is that they don't have a move faster than 2.2 speed, which is not surprising, because that's Queen or Blowfish Spikes, ace move. So, the sensible thing to do on that turn is to like what I was previously saying about like the blodge range. Once they see me return this, they have to play around it. Like they didn't the game before, but now I guess they're deciding to play around it. I don't really get it, but once they have like a 30-point life lead, then they're willing to play around stuff. It kind of is bizarre. You kind of want to play around stuff more when you're behind 30 points, but I don't know. This is my opinion. Anyway, so then, yeah, throw was like 100% correct there. I was foolish. I didn't play it. Because they were playing around this... Throws with a 10. So that's like... This part makes sense. I understand. You dodged because you actually can't beat it. You can tie with it, or you can block, or you can dodge. Those are your options. Unless you have 2 aces, then you can just win. Throwing with a 10. I don't know how I feel. I think that's wrong. I feel like the opponent doesn't think like I'm not going to wait around until you draw a healing sphere. But that's a way I can get back into this game. If I draw a healing sphere and get like and like start building a hand that allows me to like have more non-hearts and just like play the game that Gloria wants to play, this will be useful to the opponent, but they're throwing it out there right now. It either indicates that they have like no other throws or that they don't value the ability, in my opinion. Yep. So the side effect of being knocked down is I can't heal, so I effectively take like 6 damage, because I can't heal. I can't heal, which would gain me 4 life, and I take 2 from the Hex. So, yep. It's kind of like taking 6, even though it's only taking 2. Powering up, no thanks. I play some option I don't even know. I play a queen. Now I'm way too scared when I'm knocked down. In this whole set, I'm way too scared. I think I eventually start blocking, but then Zqxx might start like trying to cross me up or throw me or start throwing me, because like being knocked down is not that bad. It just means I can't heal. That's all. I mean, it's like the likelihood of Arg trying to do something to me when I'm knocked down is pretty low. It could happen, but I mean, like, I should just 3-block. I should just throw there. I shouldn't just throw at a queen, like, because currently, right now, if I want to healing touch back something, I have to use this jack, my only jack, and this ace to be able to get something back. And that something would be, well, I would get a jack of hearts back, so I would get a jack back. But, so maybe I actually do that. I choose not to. So luckily I draw a non-hearts, so that's good for me going forward. Play the 7. It's probably the throw side. I feel like I'm a turn too late in doing this. And this is another thing I'm bad at in Yomi, is like I'm a turn behind. So like I'm playing the thing that the opponent played last turn. I can't throw that block this turn. Like what the opponent's probably going to do this turn is attack me. Or yeah, that's what I'm guessing happens here. Yep. Just couldn't resist the throw. Really wanted to throw the block from the previous turn, and it didn't work out. No face down. 3, 4, 5 for a single ace and 12 damage. Has a reasonable hand, surprisingly. Came out of nowhere. No power up. That's probably 100% wrong. At this point, I have the amount of, like, I have 3 non-hearts. It's fine. I should get the jack back. I should get rid of the 4, get rid of the ace, or get rid of the jack. Get rid of the 4, get rid of the jack, and get the jack of hearts back. That's what I should have done. I should have been at 32. I feel like I don't heal this game until I'm like in single digits. So just got an ace. I have, and also, it may have been reasonable to recur the throw. Yeah. I'm pretty sure how the timing works. Yeah, after the power phase. So, with the information that Zqxx, I saw them hit me for the whatever. I saw them hit me with a straight. But let's say that didn't happen. Because let's say I actually said something that made sense. And instead of what I just said. If Zqxx would have powered up for an ace, I could see that that happened, and I could Healing Touch after the power-up phase, get my 7 back, and have an option that beats the block part of it. Which, that sounds reasonable, right? I didn't do that. I don't have a throw. The best I can do is I can block when Zqxx blocks. And that's not winning the game, it's just like, it's losing the game. I take 2 damage in that process, so... Ugh. My god. But for some reason they attack me, and I was surprised. So this allows me to have, like, something resembling, like, some kind of turnabout. Some kind of forward momentum. Even though I'm at 16, so it's going to be a little tough here. And obviously I should Healing Touch here. I already have a Jack, so let's get back to 7. What to discard? Discard the 6 and the Queen, I would say. Maybe. Or no, the 6 and the 5, actually. I probably discard the Queen, though, because I'm scared of the Queen. I just don't know. I don't know how good it is. Oh, 6 and 5. Yeah, so now I got back an option that beats the block. However, it still is like, of course you wouldn't do it. Of course you wouldn't do it. I should just play it. I should play the throw right now. Play the throw. I have a Joker. I can't lose. For some reason, dodges instead of playing plays the dodge instead of ace block. I feel like they're far enough ahead. They can lose 1 ace block. It's fine. This is a bad play, in my opinion, from Zqxx. Like, if you're going to block or dodge, what you should actually do is block with an ace. Because if you get thrown, you're losing to the same stuff that the dodge loses to. Or, I mean, like, you're losing the same stuff that the dodge loses to with your ace block, but the payoff is way higher. Like, I'm dead in 5 turns if I don't heal. I can keep parity with it if I heal every turn. But I don't have a sphere up, so yeah. And I don't think I ever powered up from deck, so that 10 is still at the bottom of my deck, whatever. I could have done it. That's something that I mess up this game. I basically never considered powering up to get the 10 off the bottom, which I had multiple opportunities to do, and this was very badly played. I face down because, like, I could lose. It is possible. Blowfish Spikes, they could have the second ace and just hit me for 19. So I'm playing around that because I think that's reasonable. And then also, like, the king... Well, king is a linker, so that would be very bad. Yeah. King, pump. I don't think anything else has 1 point. Well, they could use a normal at the end. Yeah, I mean, they could, like, 3, king, pump, 6 for 19 or something. It's possible. But they don't need to do that. I mean, 3, king, pump, that's 13. I'm at 18, but I'm actually only at 16. So all they need to do is add another 3 on the end, and I lose. Well, actually, no, I could heal in that situation because they followed up. Whatever. And this is assuming that they, like, attacked instead of dodged, because, yeah, they dodged. They dodged. So, that happened. I probably don't overdose. I don't want to go to 8 life. So this is like the... I mean, if you play poorly, this isn't like Gloria's a bad character. It's like, if you play poorly, mismanage every resource you have, you can lose with Gloria. It's possible. It's possible. And I just get blowfish spiked out of the game. I don't block. I don't play my queen. Well, that wouldn't save me. Yeah, I had to block there to not lose. Even if I had the third ace, it does not speed the blowfish spikes, so... Yep. So have to block there, opponent just goes for lethal. Fairly painful second game. Let's see what the third game is like.